Hey guys, in this video, I'm going to share with you 4 major tips to help you start thinking like a professional designer so that you can build amazing case studies and portfolios, feel really confident in your job interviews, and land that dream job in UX UI design. If you enjoy this video, please give it a thumbs up as that really helps my channel grow, especially as it's in these baby stages. And if you're interested in more videos to help you learn how to transition into UX UI design and land that first job, please hit the subscribe button and the little bell icon, as I'll be posting videos here every week. Hi friends, my name is Erin Kate. I'm a professional UX UI designer based here in Denver, Colorado. I've worked on projects for Fortune 500 companies, including digital signage, B2B platforms, smart vehicle applications, and more. I'm excited to share with you guys that I've recently accepted a job opportunity where I'll be making 6 figures. This is huge for me because a year ago I was unemployed and I was desperate for a stable career, work autonomy, and creative freedom. UX design has changed my life in a really good way. And if you're struggling in your career or your finances or that work-life balance lifestyle, I really want to help you too. Prior to becoming a UX UI designer, I had tried quite a few different career paths, from being a horse trainer and horseback riding instructor, to being a yoga and Pilates teacher, to running my own social media marketing agency. So I know firsthand that hands-on experience is truly necessary for understanding what exactly a job takes. For instance, when I was training horses, I did a lot of apprenticeships, so I was always able to stand alongside the professional trainer in the arena, ask a lot of questions, and receive live feedback as the training was in progress. Staring at a screen while I studied all alone in my room for my boot camp, that was really a challenge for me. That's why when learning UX design, it was really frustrating for me sometimes because in my boot camp course, there was just a lot of conceptual ideas. Even when tasked with designing an app as homework for the course, you're not designing a real app for a real company. But getting to jump right in to a UX UI design job in the middle of boot camp wasn't really a realistic option. During this time, I remember wishing desperately that I could pick a professional designer's brain, because I know that it's hard to grasp the reality of a job until you're actually doing it. Now, I've learned firsthand that it takes a certain mindset shift to really begin thinking like a professional designer. This mindset shift is actually a lot more grounded in practicality, reality, and logic than you might expect. But it's extremely important, and when you put it into practice, it's going to help you create better case studies and also have a more confident and knowledgeable interviewing process. In this video, I'm going to share with you the biggest lessons I've learned thus far in thinking like a professional designer. Let's jump in. Tip number 1. Begin to look at the world around you and notice the way that you interact with things. Then design them better. When I first started researching UX design, I obviously took straight to my laptop. I read blog articles, I watched videos, and I even flipped through other designers' portfolios. Behance and Dribbble were 2 websites that came up in many of my searches. I think of them as social media for designers, and similar to social media, it was really easy to get pulled down their rabbit holes. Essentially, different designers go to these sites to post their coolest redesigns or their best creations, and honestly, it's really easy to get caught up in. This can be really inspirational or really intimidating for new designers. For me personally, it was intimidating. It's really easy to think that you have to recreate similar designs in order to compete for a coveted role in this career field. I would recommend that new designers actually pull their eyes away from these platforms and resist over-researching other designers' work. To fine-tune your mind to think like a professional designer, avoid getting hooked on creating the fanciest designs or the coolest micro-animations. Instead, begin to wake up to the world around you and take note of how you interact with digital devices and products. One of my biggest aha moments as a designer is when I was on the elliptical at the gym and I was trying to interact with the touchscreen to change the settings, and it just wasn't flowing. It was so frustrating. I finally had to step onto those little side steps, pause my run to get where I wanted to go. I thought to myself, I could have designed this so much better. And as I resumed my run, I began playing out in my mind the flow that would have made my workout more enjoyable and motivating. After this, things like that began to stand out to me more. My friend's in-car GPS system, I could design that better. The package pickup screen at my apartment, I could design that better. And then I would, in my head or on Figma. I've really found that it's in my own awareness of my everyday interactions with products that I've become a more mature, logical, and professional thinking designer. Tip number 2. Notice common, pleasing design trends and practices. This tip plays off of tip number 1. As you notice how you interact with the digital world around you, and you redesign frustrations that you encounter, also begin to take note of the things that are designed really well. Here are a couple examples. You just purchased concert tickets online. The whole checkout process was effortless and you just feel like the concert is meant to be. Or you signed up for newsletters from your fave influencer. The onboarding emails you're receiving don't feel spammy, but rather authentic and well-timed, and you're kind of interested in that online course they're selling. It's these things, the effortless and intuitive user experiences and pleasing user interface designs, that are actually what can be taken for granted sometimes. As you recreate the designs that you find frustrating, don't forget to take note of the designs that you really enjoy and that make your life feel more effortless. When you do notice a delightful design, try to pinpoint what exactly about that design you like. The more that I pay attention, the more I notice that well-designed products have a lot of similarities in their design. I've also noticed that oftentimes frustrating products are often the result of outdated or overcomplicated designs. I know I've encountered a great design when I don't have to think about what I'm doing. I just do. Simplicity is magic for good design. Tip number 3, stop obsessing over fancy designs or cool interactions. Done is better than perfect. As I said earlier on in this video, designer social media platforms can be great places to go for inspiration. But if you're a new designer trying to land your first job, you really need to focus on moving forward in your work, creating solid case studies, and interviewing with confidence. Here's the best design advice I've received to date. KISS. Keep it simple, stupid. Focus on creating clean designs that make sense and don't let perfectionism hold you back. Foolproof is better than fancy because there's really no need to reinvent the wheel. Just enhance it a little bit. If you feel like perfectionism holds you back in progressing in your career goals, comment below where exactly procrastination is happening. I'd love to talk about this more in future videos because trust me, I've been there. Now for my final tip to help you start thinking like a professional UX UI designer. Always, always, always ask the question, what can and will go wrong? As a designer, it's a beautiful thing to sit back, smile, and sigh after you've created a beautiful flow that takes user from point A to point B intuitively. But what about when that user suddenly wants to exit the checkout process? Or what about when they forget their login info? An important indicator of a good designer is your awareness of exit strategies. These are back buttons, are you sure you want to delete this info pop-ups, reset password strategies, or even page coming soon reroutes. These exit strategies are essential to add to case studies. They will impress hiring managers by showing a maturity in your design thinking. Integrating this tip into the design of your case studies early on will be invaluable in your finer portfolio and your career as a UX designer. If you thought this video was valuable, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. I'll be posting new videos here every week to help aspiring UX designers land their first jobs, and would love feedback from you guys about what kind of videos would be most beneficial. And be sure to check out my next video. The link will be in the description box below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon.